And we are live. What's going on, YouTube? And welcome to Goal Line Hockey Live. It's Kevin Forte, and we've got an interesting playoff schedule as we have two game ones tonight. We've got the game that will be featured, the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs, as well as the Seattle Kraken and the Dallas Stars. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Actually, I believe it's actually Edmonton and Vegas tonight. I got to check now real quick. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's Seattle and Dallas. What's going on, guys? Welcome, Surreal, Jeremy. What's going on, guys? Yeah, so far, kind of an interesting game. It's a 3-2 lead for the Florida Panthers. Michael Bunting got on the board. The Panthers were buzzing early, and it sounds like the Lightning or the Leafs are kind of able to punch back. What's going on, Toe? So as I always have to do moving forward, guys, yes, thank you for the likes. Guys, another thing I wanted to mention, we have a new sponsorship with Built Bar. So check out our discount at GLH. At checkout, GLH is your discount. You'll get 10% off at Built Bar. So if you're interested in getting some Built Bars, really good company. I've been eating Built Bars for a couple of years, and now I'm sponsored by them. So I'm very proud of that sponsorship. You guys should definitely check them out if you haven't already. Speaking of last night, a really good game in the Rock, the Devils and the Rangers. Now, this isn't necessarily the way I thought it was going to go. I was predicting the Rangers would win this series in 7 games. The Devils came out. They surprised pretty much all of us when they were down 2-0. It did not look good for the Devils. They were going to Madison Square Garden. We weren't even sure they would end up playing a Game 5 in New Jersey with how that series had started, but they were really gutsy, found a way to win 2 on the road, really kind of took this series back, winning 3 of the final 4 games of this series. And, when you really think about it, just the turnaround of the New Jersey Devils in that series is going to be interesting to see how that correlates with the Hurricanes and their season so far. Thank you so much for the super chat, Surreal, with the $1.10 Canadian. I really do appreciate the super chats, guys. Thank you so much, Surreal. That means a lot. What's going on? What's Toe saying? I predicted Boston, Tampa, Avs. Yeah, I think we were all kind of in that category, Toe. I think, guilty is charged, right? I don't think anybody would have thought you were. Let's put it this way. People would have thought you were crazy if you picked Florida and Seattle, right? Those 2 alone, you probably would have been crazy. Tampa, Toronto, I think we're all a little surprised that the Leafs actually did it, but it wasn't that surprising. But definitely the other 2, Seattle and Florida getting to the second round was definitely intriguing. Welcome to the chat, Zach, our Leafs fan in the chat. Luke Shen destroyed Kachuk. Uh-oh. You guys got to give me the updates because I did not actually see the first 2 periods. I just got back from work. Thank you for the update, though, Zach, our Leafs fan in the chat. So you guys be nice to our Leafs fan in here. I'm sure you guys will be. The upset, oh, you were thinking Knights versus Jets? No, I was kind of sold on the Knights. Honestly, the Jets don't have the team. The second that Vegas kind of punched them back, it just didn't seem like they just don't have much maturity with a lot of those guys. And it's not necessarily a knock, but it's one of those things with a team like Vegas. I just think they're an overall really good team. Like, I'm kind of disappointed that we're seeing Vegas and Edmonton in this round because I would have liked to have seen this in the conference finals, in all honesty. No disrespect to Dallas and Seattle, but I'm definitely more interested to see I really am rooting for Vegas and Edmonton on the West Coast. So whoever wins that series, I'm definitely going for to win the cup. I'd rather Vegas. I want to see the American team do well. I'm sure Zach's not going to like that, but as an American, I'd like to see the cup stay in the U.S. south of the border. But we'll see what happens. The Oilers have a really good team too, so I wouldn't be that upset. We'll see what happens. Surreal said Florida killed 2 big penalties in the first. Interesting. Matthew Nye scored. All right. Yeah, guys, thank you for the updates. Yeah, what's going on, Luis? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I know, Luis. Yeah, so guys, if you haven't already, make sure to check out my playoff previews. I posted my second round previews, um, a couple of really good matchups. So make sure to check those videos out. Of course, after watching this video, um, and shout out to our live stream the other night when the Florida Panthers stunned the Boston Bruins. I had almost 2,000 people during the live stream. So you guys really, I know a bunch of you guys didn't show up, but to those of you that did, at one point, I think we hit 82 people live on the stream. It was incredible. I've never had numbers like that. Going back to the trade deadline, um, my most successful live stream here on Goal Line Hockey. So I really appreciate you guys that did show up. Yeah, Luis, that was insane. And I was sitting here, and I don't know if Luis saw the whole thing, but basically what I was talking about was I had a weird feeling. I was saying in the beginning of the third period, I'm like, this is going to be an instant classic. It just had that sense, right? Just Boston wouldn't run away with it. If Boston had scored that insurance goal to make it like 4-2, we wouldn't be sitting here. But they allowed Florida to hang around long enough to where the Panthers did what they did. And, really credit to the Panthers. I did say, though, if the Panthers are going to have any say in this game, I really thought it was going to be either Sam Bennett or Kachuk ending up either tying the game or winning it. But we saw some different heroes, right? We saw Montour get the tying goal and Kachuk getting the game winner, or as they say, the GWG. Really interesting career for Carter Verhaeghe, too. I remember him with the Bridgeport Sound Tigers back in 2016, somewhere around then. The Tampa Bay Lightning ended up signing him. Actually, no, I think the Islanders traded him for Christoph Skudlevskis. And then he ended up going to Tampa, having a really good career with the Lightning. And then he ended up signing down the road with the Cats. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Zach and the Leafs are really going to hate Kachuk after this series. I think it's good that I think it's good for the game that the Panthers are in the second round, because when you look at a team like the Leafs, they're going to get a lot more eyes on the screen. Right now, they're in the second round. They're playing a very prominent team like the Maple Leafs. There's going to be a lot of coverage for this series. I think it's really good for Luis and the Panthers fans down there. It's going to be really good for them to see this. He had like 7 goals in 6 games. Yeah, Carter Verhaeghe, I think he also had like a 40-point season again. Like, shout out to Carter Verhaeghe, man. An AHL guy that kind of bounced around, got traded for bags of pucks, and became a 40-point getter for a couple of years now. Really good hockey player. I'm proud of him. 40-goal season. Is that right? A 40-goal season? Man, that makes it even look worse. But shout out to Carter Verhaeghe. I'm glad he's doing well. The Islanders could have really used a guy like that right now, but I digress. Also, another thing that's kind of stirred up some controversy on the channel. So this morning I posted my Dallas Stars versus Seattle Kraken preview, and I said that the Seattle Kraken had a better offense overall than the Dallas Stars. What do you guys think of that? Do you agree, disagree? You guys can agree with me or disagree with me, but man, the Dallas Stars fans were pissed at me for saying they didn't have the better offense. In terms of goals for on the season, Dallas technically had less goals than Seattle. Also, of the 18 goals scored by the Seattle Kraken in the first round, it was 15 different players that scored the 18 goals. So say what you will about the Seattle Kraken. There's a reason they beat the Colorado Avalanche in the first round of the playoffs. They're getting really good depth scoring. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sold on the Dallas Stars. I have them winning the series, which is the funny thing. They were mad at me, but I still had them winning the series. But nonetheless, I don't know. Like I said, whoever wins the Vegas Edmonton series, I think will go to the Cup final. I've never been a huge fan of the Dallas Stars. I haven't been able to jump on that bandwagon with Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin. Like, the only real gamer that's kind of dangerous on the Dallas Stars, in my opinion, is Joe Pavelski and Rupe Hintz, right? And Miro Heiskanen. So those 3 guys. But when you look at guys like Ben and Seguin, I don't know. I'm just never really impressed with those guys. Kraken have secondary scoring. Yeah, that's what I thought. But a lot of people disagreed with me. I'm glad Surreal agrees with me, though. But that's going to be a really good matchup. Yeah, Jason Robertson too. That's the thing. Like Dallas's defense is no doubt better. Like I totally agree with that. Goaltending is probably closer than people want to think. Grubauer had a really good first round, but Jake Ottinger is a really good goalie. I think that's going to be a really interesting matchup between Grubauer and Ottinger because the way Ottinger is playing right now, he might be able to drag them to the cup final. Like Henrik Lundqvist 2015, 2016 vibes is kind of what I'm getting from Jake Ottinger, but we'll see what happens. Also in this game, close game overall. Nick Cousins got his first of the postseason. That line has been so good. Man, it's Nick Cousins, Tkachuk, and Bennett. They each got a point on that goal, and that line's been really good. Bennett also scored. Yeah, again, that freaking line has been incredible. And Carter Verhaeghe. So, a really good, a lot of depth scoring, right? None of the big guys scoring, right? Tkachuk didn't score. Matthews didn't score. Marner, Nylander, JT, Barkov. None of those guys scored. So pretty good depth scoring here in the first two periods between these two teams. Also tomorrow night, all these games moving forward, it sounds like, are 7 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. So the East Coast games are at 7. The West Coast games are at 9:30. Makes sense with just the scheduling. But definitely interesting. I'm a fan of that. I don't like the 7:30, 8 o'clock starts. It's a little too late, in my opinion. I get up early, so to me, it's too late. But yeah. Last night, I would have done a live stream last night for the Devils Rangers. I fell asleep. I tried watching the first period, and I passed out. I was out for the count, but we'll see what happens. He has 42 plus 31 this year. Wow. All right, so the chat's not doing that well. I don't know if it's the stream. Is the stream not really that good? I assume we're having some problems with the connection, but how is the connection, guys? Can you hear me? Is it a little bit glitchy? That might be the problem. Okay, the stream's okay. Okay. Listen, if the one from Finland is saying the stream's fine, it's probably fine. Thank you, Toe. Yeah, so moving forward to tomorrow night's games, New Jersey and Carolina, that's going to be a really good series, kind of the battle for the Northeast at this point. I kind of like the Hurricanes in this series. I know a lot of Devils fans are saying, Kevin, you're doing it again. You're betting against the Devils, but I got to be honest with you. I think the Hurricanes, the way the Rod Brind'Amour system plays, right? They went to the conference finals in 2019, right? When they lost to Boston. This is a tough team to play against. So I don't know. When it comes to a playoff series, I think Carolina is going to be a tough out. I'm not doubting the Devils get to the conference finals. I just think overall Carolina in a 7-game series, probably the team that's going to be able to prevail. Also, we have the Oilers and Golden Knights. I've already talked about them a little bit. I'm really rooting for both of these teams. So whoever wins that series, I'm going to be cheering for the rest of the way in the Western Conference. I did pick Edmonton and Vegas to get to this point. I did pick Edmonton to win the Western Conference. So in that sense, I'm kind of hoping that we see Edmonton go to the next round. But nonetheless, we'll see how things kind of transpire. All right, so the third period is underway. Here we go from Toronto. And if you guys can, make sure to like the stream. I do appreciate that. And also, I have some really good videos coming out tomorrow. I have the Bruins elimination video coming out tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that. I had a lot to talk about in that video, and I made some tweaks to my videos in editing on iMovie, so make sure to stay tuned for that tomorrow. I'm really trying to do little enhancements to the channel here, and I think you guys are going to like that, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for the likes, guys. Yeah, I'm not really sold either, Toe. I think, honestly, whoever wins this series, Florida or Toronto, I think they're going to end up winning the East. I don't know. I'm not, again, Carolina with all the injuries, they just kind of skated by the Islanders. And the Devils are legit, but I just don't know how long Kira Schmid's going to be able to hold up, right? Like, is that the magic wonder of the first round and then he falls apart? Like, I don't really know what to really expect from him. I don't know if I'm sold on him over a long series. The problem is, though, Toe, the Canes lack the toughness, but with what they did against the Islanders, they kind of play to the refs. So they might be able to get away with it a little bit easier, even though they don't have that toughness on their team. It seems like they get in good favors with the officiating. And I'm not using that as an excuse for the first round, but there were a couple of really tough calls that, I think Brendan Moore played a little bit more to it than maybe we give him credit. It's very quiet in Toronto right now. I think it's just that it's that angst, right? Because now they got to the second round, great, but you gotta win 4 rounds to win the Stanley Cup, and I think the Leafs, it's going to get tougher and tougher. But the irony in that would be, right, you finally beat Tampa, and then you lose to Florida, who is kind of their step sibling, right? The ugly step sibling. And Luis won't like me for saying that, but that's kind of true. So it's 3-2 Florida here in the third period. Carter Verhaeghe with the go-ahead goal right now. We'll see if that stands, but right now that is where we're at. We'll see if Toronto has any magic here in the third period to tie this hockey game. This would be big for the Panthers to throw a punch right away and kind of take the lead, take the reign in this series. It would be a pretty big statement here for the Panthers. But again, the Leafs have also been here before. They're going to say, listen, we were down 1-0 against Tampa, and we were able to fight our way back. So I think the Leafs have that little bit of swagger, and we'll kind of see if they truly have that. If they lose this game and come back in game 2, they might be invincible, man. What's going on, Shazam, our Islanders fan in the chat? Florida is the real deal. I'd like to find the guy in the Isles organization that said Carter Verhaeghe will never amount to anything. Trade him and throw that scout into a river. Yeah, Shazam, if you go back a couple minutes in the stream, we were just talking about that. Yeah, he was a good Bridgeport Sound Tiger. I do remember that a couple years ago. Then the Islanders traded him for goalie Kristers Gudlevskis, who never played a game for the Islanders. He played in Bridgeport. And Carter Verhaeghe has gone on to put up 40-goal seasons since leaving the New York Islanders. Absolutely insane. He would have been a perfect fit for the Islanders too right now. Oh, that one hurts. What's going on, PJ? Welcome to the chat. It's going good, PJ. Going good. So let's see if the Leafs can tie this game. Guys, let me know your predictions down below. Who do you think is going to win this game between the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs? Game 1. It's a 3-2 lead right now. And let's see if they're able to, if the Panthers can close it out, or are we going to see the Panthers prevail? And maybe the Leafs come back. We'll see. Thank you, PJ. I appreciate that. Yeah, honestly, Kachuk really turned that series around. And now we are finding out that there was a lot of issues with Linus Ullmark. Apparently, he had a really debilitating injury that really hurt him in his ability for lateral movement and things like that. So, that's kind of frustrating because I wish the fans knew about that before the series started. Oh, Bears winning the Calder Cup. Listen, did they get past Charlotte? You got to let me know. I think did they get past the Checkers? I know they played the Checkers in the first round. You got to let me know. I'll pull out my Hershey Bears hat again. I love that hat, man. Oh, beautiful. PJ, so I already did my playoff preview for the Oilers versus Vegas. I think it will be Vegas. I'm going with Vegas in 6, I think. think that's what I said. We'll see. Yeah, that's going to be a really good series. But again, the goaltending is so weird. Like the only legit goalie left is maybe Freddie Anderson in Carolina, but he's only played one game in the playoffs. So it's like, I don't know. It's so odd this year with the the fact that there's no Boston, Tampa, Washington, Pittsburgh, or St. Louis. It's just super odd looking at who's left. It's just a totally different group. Yeah, that's huge. They signed Mariznachenko and Alexiev the other day. So they extended Alexiev and Mariznachenko. I don't know. Do you think he's going to play in Hershey next year? I've also heard some weird stuff with the Caps about maybe trading Connor McMichael. Why would they do that right now? He had a good season in Hershey. I'm not sure that's the best move for the Caps, but that could be really interesting if they end up moving on from him. But I think that would be a mistake. Unless they're just that sold on a guy like Hendrix LaPierre, but I don't know. I think you're better off bringing in both. So we have less than 14 minutes to go. It's 3-2, Florida Panthers. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting one. Yeah, I think it's going to change under a new coach. I think Laviolette kind of prevented the young guys from jumping in the lineup. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good thing. Yeah, I think they're going to trade Kuzi too. I could see him going to the Wild if they could free up enough cap space. I could see them going after a guy like Kuznetsov. And I've also been hearing that guys like Marco Rossi and Kalen Addison could be on their way out of Minnesota. Like, I've been hearing some weird stuff. We've also been hearing, again, take this with a grain of salt, the New York Rangers are looking to get rid of Gerard Gallant. And I think they're going to wait to go through the player interviews at the end of the season, see what the other guys on the team are thinking. But from what I've been hearing, Peter Laviolette and Joel Quenneville could be in the running for being the next head coach of the New York Rangers. How weird would that be, right? Laviolette, who was with the Flyers and the Islanders and the Hurricanes, going up to New York. And of course, the whole situation around Joel Quenneville, there's going to be a lot of controversy around that one as well. So we'll see. Lafreniere's the next Nail Yakupov. Oof. Don't tell Ranger fans that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be that bad because his game is kind of adaptable. Like, he's a decent two-way player. So I don't like Yakupov was pure offense. And if he couldn't play like on a third line, like a bottom six, middle six role, he was useless. I don't think we're going to see that as much for Lafreniere, even if he ends up becoming a good penalty killer. But yeah, I mean, first overall pick. I mean, maybe the Red Wings aren't too upset anymore that they drafted Lucas Raymond. What was it, 4th overall that year? Yeah, I did see that, PJ. Yeah, the Devils fans were trolling. Listen, I got to say, in terms of bragging rights, it is a little vindicating to see the Rangers lose. Listen, so many people said, "Oh, you had the Devils lose it. You know, you didn't think they were going to win." And listen, most of the time, the team that I want to win is the team that I think is kind of the underdog. And usually, my legit predictions, my gut is telling me that the better team usually wins the series. And in this case, I really did think it was the Rangers, but they really looked slow and they didn't look very energetic. That's why I kind of think the Islanders should get rid of Lane Lambert. There were times this season when the Islanders really needed to have that. They didn't look like they were ready to run through a brick wall. And I think a lot of that motivation comes from your coaching staff. And it just didn't seem like the Islanders got enough of that from Lambert this season. I really was not impressed with Lane Lambert. I hate to say it, a real downgrade from Barry Trotz, in my opinion, but it is what it is. And just a lack of goal scoring from guys like Panarin and Zibanejad, and really excluding even guys like Kakko and Lafreniere and those guys. Like, it was a really tough season for the Rangers. Kane, Tarasenko, right? Other than the first 2 games and in game 6 a little bit, those guys are pretty dormant for the other 4 games that they lost. Yeah, Igor Shesterkin gave them a chance. I know Surreal's very happy that the Devils won. Yeah, Igor Shesterkin gave them every chance in the book. But I do. This is reminding me of the Henrik Lundqvist era of the Rangers. A great goaltender that's going to give you every chance to win. But unfortunately, the rest of the team just doesn't find a way to get it done. And it will be 30 years next season since the Rangers last won a Stanley Cup. So we're getting to that point now for the Rangers. Thank you for the super chat, PJ, $7 Canadian. Thank you so much. Kev, the Flames fired Daryl Sutter. Thoughts on that? And also, who should the Flames hire as their next head coach? Very good question, PJ. And again, thank you for the $7 super chat. Yeah, there's a really interesting thing with Calgary now because, Huberdeau did not hold back words the other day. He didn't mince his words, to say the least. He thinks he's going to be a better player with a new head coach. Really candid with his thoughts on Daryl Sutter. I think the straw that broke the camel's back was the Jacob Peltier thing. Basically, a reporter asked after the game in his NHL debut, what'd you think of Jacob Peltier? And Daryl Sutter said, what number is he? Just very, I get what he's trying to do, but it didn't go over well. And apparently there was a lot of friction in the locker room. And that was like, all right, dude, you're just, excuse my French, you're an asshole. And I think that really frustrated a lot of the players in Calgary that were already not too happy with him to begin with. And what I think is interesting is a lot of that comes from Daryl Sutter back in the day was under Mike Keenan, which we know Iron Mike was his nickname for a very good reason, a very infamous Mike Keenan. So, he's just that hard level coach. And a lot of guys in today's game, they make too much money. They really have too much power on this team, right? You're investing 7+ years into Kadri and Huberdeau. You can't afford those guys to not like their head coach. That's why we're seeing a lot more of the players coach, but even the adaptability, right? Barry Trotz has been able to adapt. Tortorella to an extent has been able to adapt. I think he's just in the right market with the Flyers. And, I even look at a coach like John Cooper, who kind of toes that line with motivating his players, but also getting under their skin. You have to be able to do that in today's game. And Daryl Sutter just has not been able to find that fine line. I think he's going to end up going back to the prairies there in Calgary and Alberta and just kind of call it a day in his retirement. I do not see him getting another gig in the NHL. Yeah, thank you for joining us, Dennis. What's going on? Yeah, I think Quenneville is very similar to that. Yeah, no, I don't think Quenneville. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with Andrew Brunette, but I think Andrew Brunette would be a great fit there. And again, the irony with that whole situation, if I'm not mistaken, I think Brunette was in Edmonton at one point, right? I know he was with the Panthers last year, but I think he was in Edmonton at one point. I think Andrew Brunette, if he ends up leaving New Jersey as an assistant this year, I think that's a really good fit. Oh, here we go. Yo, thank you for the super chat. €2.49, €2.49, whatever that is. Thank you, Toe from Finland. He says Babcock to Calgary. Oof. Yeah, that's a hell of a take there, Toe. I do like it though. I do not think that's the direction they're going to go in. I think a younger coach that is a little more team friendly. Like I said, I think Andrew Brunette is probably the top guy that should be available. I think he has the ability. I'm not saying he's the next Jim Montgomery, but I think he has the ability to do what Jim Montgomery did with the Boston Bruins. I really do. I think he's a really good coach. Keep an eye out on that. Yeah, that's true, Toe. I like it spicy. But that is a hell of a take. I don't know. And he's one of those guys too, right? Like Quenneville and Babcock, the name is good, but it just doesn't seem like those are guys I'd really be looking at. I don't know. Yeah, the Panthers do look dangerous, Dennis. That's true. Yeah, they do look really they look like an interesting bunch right now. Mitch, who's Mitch? I don't know who that is, PJ. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get another shot, but um I really liked the head coach of Anaheim. I'm forgetting his name at the top of my head. Um Dallas Aikens. I think he should get one more shot. And I don't know if Calgary's the best fit, but I liked Dallas Aikens. I don't think he got a fair shot with the Anaheim Ducks. That team really I don't care who the coach of that team would have been. They weren't a really good structured team, but call me crazy for that. Bruce Boudreau to Calgary, I could see that, but again, when we look at Babcock, Quenneville, Boudreau, like I don't know. It's not that I don't hate it. It's just I don't know. I want to see the younger guys get a shot. Look how it's kind of worked out for Toronto with Sheldon Keefe, right? DJ Smith in Ottawa has worked out pretty well. I don't know. Oh, PJ, don't even say that. Daryl Sutter to the Islanders? Yeah, hell no. Hell no. That would be way too fitting though for the Islanders. It would happen, but I don't know. Also, the Panthers do score. So Dennis breaking some news. So I guess we do see another goal. I must be really delayed because I haven't seen it yet. So an empty netter. Okay, so I guess they do end up scoring. Let's see. Come on. Who got it? Brandon Montour again. Oh, shit. Here we go with the Florida Panthers. Wow. Oh, man. You could hear a pin drop right now in Toronto. Uh-oh. Leafs, what happened? What happened, Toronto? Uh-oh. Oh, man. Yo, how much were the tickets? Does anybody know how expensive the tickets were for the game tonight at Scotiabank? If you guys do, let me know. They had to be at least $1,000, right? Oh, man. 5,000 for lower bowl? Oh, my God. People pay rent. I guess somebody's not paying the rent this month. 5,000? Jeez. Man, so here we go. So the Florida Panthers double up on the Maple Leafs here in the third period, and we have a 4-2 lead for the Panthers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh is right. Wow. And all the Leaf fans were saying, oh, easy dub. Leafs in 3. You can't do that. You can't say that. I said the Leafs in 6, but you got to give credit to the Panthers, man. Like this team is not going to be an easy out. They really aren't. Oh, McCabe had a hit on Kachuk. Man, I wouldn't be pissing off Kachuk. I think that's a bad move here by the Leafs. And it would have been a penalty. Okay. I think the Panthers are in their head right now in a good way. I think they've got that swagger right now. Like, yeah, we kicked out the President's Trophy team. How many points do they have? Who gives a shit? They're out. That is the Panthers mentality right now. I would not want to play the Panthers. Yeah, Leaf fans are going to think the world is over if they lose this game. Yeah, you could hear a pin drop right now in Toronto. This is insane. Wow. So less than 7 minutes to go, and we've got a hell of a hockey game right now. I want to see the Leafs make it a close game. I want to see the Leafs get one goal just to kind of make it close, but I don't know. They're kind of having a problem even getting out of the zone. The Panthers are very aggressive on the forecheck right now. Uh-oh, who is it Kachuk? Of course Kachuk's in it. Kachuk and Bennett. That's what they need to do. Get in the goalie's face. Get the little stinky glove out. This is incredible. So Brandon Montour scoring another big goal, man. I'm telling you. And what'd you guys think of the trophies? So for the Selkie and the Selkie and the Lady Bing, completely new players in the fight here. So for the Selkie trophy, Marner and Heishier alongside Patrice Bergeron. I think that's a really good group. Of course, Bergeron, we know why Bergeron's in there. But Heishier and Marner, I thought that was kind of interesting. And then for the Lady Bing, we also have some new players. We've got Andre Kopitar, Braden Point, and a Devil, and Jack Hughes. I'm a fan of this, man. I like seeing the different guys because every year it's Kopitar and Bergeron who are still in the conversation. But man, I'm a fan of this. I like this. I think Marner is getting some credit for his ability, defensively, which he's really worked on his game. And again, I think a lot of that's just playing in Toronto. But listen, he's taking advantage of the opportunity, so you can't really blame him for that. And Heishier, man, I think Heishier is starting to round that corner. I think both Hughes and Heishier, man, that might be the next two-headed monster in the Eastern Conference. For years we've talked about on the East Coast, it's Pittsburgh's Malkin and Crosby. We might be looking at the next group of that with Jack Hughes and Nico Heishier. With the way they played in the first round, I got to tell you, Heishier and Hughes are legit, man. For years to come, I think those two are going to be a problem in the East. Jack only took one penalty all season. That's insane. I did not know that. Wow. Yeah, is the Lady Bing an award you really want to win? I don't know. It seems like they call it the Lady Bing. It really should be the Ladybug trophy. I don't know about you, but I call it the Ladybug. But let me know what you guys think. This line is really a problem for the Leafs. Cousins with a goal, Bennett with a goal. These three are making work of the Leafs. If I'm a Leafs fan right now, I'm terrified. I got to be honest with you. I'm not just saying that for I can't believe this, man. Luis, I got to say, listen, it's a long series. I'm impressed again with the Florida Panthers, man. I can't believe how quiet it is right now in Toronto. They're trying a Go Leafs Go chant. It's not working. The Leafs cannot get any offensive opportunities. This is incredible. Wow. So Cousins wins the faceoff. Kachuk and Bennett just scrumming in front, causing chaos. And that's with the Matthews line out there. Thank you for the super chat, PJ, $7 Canadian. He says, do you think Sutter played a role in Kachuk leaving Calgary? Also, what are your thoughts on Backlund not being nominated for the Selke? Again, I think because Calgary missed the playoffs, I think Selke got the knob on that one. I do agree with you. I think there's a lot of good players that could have been in the conversation for Selke. I'm a little bit surprised Deneau of LA wasn't in the conversation. I think he's a really good two-way guy, but honestly, I kind of agree with you on that. I think what's interesting with Daryl Sutter, with Kachuk, I think he had a lot to do with Gaudreau as well. I think that sent a message. He took less money to go to Columbus. I really don't think, even though Goudreau had a good season last year in Calgary, I don't think he was all that happy with Daryl Sutter either. I think both of those guys did not want to play there. And what really sucks is Brad Treliving lost his job because of it, in my opinion. That's a tough situation. They should have fired Sutter last year. Thank you for the $2. Ange, thank you so much. She says, hey, you, thank you so much. She's at work right now, and I know she misses me. She'll be back later. PJ, I'm trying to live stream as much as I can. I do plan on live streaming again tomorrow night. The problem was it stopped playing Minecraft. Yeah, you already know. Oh man, PJ. But I'm gonna probably live stream tomorrow night. Last night I fell asleep during the first period of the Devils Rangers game, so I wasn't gonna live stream. I was shot yesterday. Yeah, I would assume they're gonna pull the goalie here. There's less than 4 minutes to go. I think this is it, man. I can't believe how quiet it is. This is game 1, and they're already silencing the crowd. Here we go. I think they're pulling them. Who do you like, Seattle, Dallas? I'm going with Dallas begrudgingly because I don't really like Dallas, but I think Dallas will end up getting it done. I think overall they're the better team, especially with Ottinger. Like, I like Grubauer, but between the way Heiskanen is playing right now and if they could get Robertson, if they could kind of light something under him, I don't like Dallas. I got to be honest. And now their fans have been on my hater list here over the last 48 hours. So I'm kind of hoping they lose. But yeah, I think Dallas will win that series. So I want to check to see how Leafs Twitter is right now because they're probably pretty pissed off right now, if I had to guess. But I would assume that the Leafs comment section is very, very nice, right? I'd assume very supportive of their team. Yeah, I agree. I agree, PJ. I think they could easily get to the Stanley Cup final, honestly. The thing is too, like you look at that series between Edmonton and Vegas, as much as I want those two to win, is there any confidence in between the pipes for either of those teams? I know Brossoit has played well, but they played the Jets. I don't think the Jets were really that good, honestly. I think they're going to be up for a real test. I think both those teams could really be I don't know. I'm kind of torn in the West. I think Dallas could really surprise some people. I do. Again, it comes down to Ottinger. If Ottinger is just a world beater, they'll find themselves in the Cup final pretty quick. But and they're just a pain in the ass to play against. Like they could play any way you want. I think Quick got injured. If I'm not mistaken, that's why he's not playing for the Knights. A 2000 Cup final rematch? Ooh, that would be good. And no Shea Theodore. I really like Shea Theodore. I liked him in Anaheim. And then, of course, Vegas took him in the expansion draft. I said hi. Hi, Ange. Thank you for the $2 super chat. So the best part about the Leafs comment section for the 4-2 goal is there's Islander and Ranger fans in there. I love it, man. I love it. Yo, we got a $2 super chat from Ange. Thank you so much. There you go. You got your yo that you wanted so bad. Oh, here we go. So the memes are already coming out. Matthews like crying and upset. Oh man. So less than 2 minutes to go. The Panthers might be Leafs in 3. Not looking so good right now. I gotta be honest. It's looking more like Panthers in 3, but oh man, you guys like the yo for the super chats? I'll do the yo for the super chats. I will, PJ. Yeah, the Leafs just don't look urgent enough. Uh-oh. Bobrovsky with a really good save. Yo, we got a $7 Canadian super chat from PJ. There you go. Is that better, guys? I got you. If you guys like it, I will do it. Okay, I got you guys. There we go. I got you guys. I got you. So, I mean, against all odds, with 49.9 seconds to go, the Florida Panthers with a 2-goal lead and Bobrovsky looking pretty good. I think this is it, man. They had a good chance here, a semi 2-0, and Bobrovsky just buttons it up. Yo, we got a $2 super chat from Ange. Thank you so much for the heart. There we go. Thank you so much. Yes, I miss you too. It gives me motivation to wake up. I'm glad I motivate you to wake up, Tom. So the Leafs use their timeout. And at this point, you kind of, 2 goals in 49 seconds, that's kind of tough. I would say in the next 20 seconds, you got to get it before 30 and then get the face off at center ice, pull the goalie, and just bombard. Go. You got to win the face off and go in hard, but we'll see. No, Ange, I didn't have any I didn't eat anything before the stream. I didn't eat yet. I'm probably gonna have those. I don't know what they are. They're like Asian, the little bow pork things. I'm probably gonna eat that, but yeah, we're probably gonna go another 20 minutes here. Not even another 15 minutes, but that's right, PJ. I'm going to Sparrow Pizza. That's right. Yeah, no. If you ever go to New York, no Sparrow Pizza. Do not fall for that trap. Terrible pizza, super overpriced. Yeah, the pot stickers. Yeah. The Finnish Cody Pizza. I don't even know what that is. Never heard of that. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I'm probably going to eat the pot stickers, Ange. I'm starving. I know. Maybe I don't know. Did I gain 300 subscribers in a week? I don't think I gained that many, PJ. Did I? I know the last 2 days it's done really good, the channel. Because I've been at 3,000 for a while. I know in the last like 2 or 3 days. Oh, so that's yeah. I gained like 30. I gained like 30 or 40 subscribers. Goal line hockey becoming mainstream. I don't know about that quite yet, but we're getting there. Yeah, I gained like 30 or 40 subscribers. Yeah, I have a couple of videos that really popped. Actually, the Leafs Panthers preview got over 3,000 views, and that was 2 days ago. Or yesterday, I posted that. And that Bruins Panthers, after that Bruins Panthers game, that live stream, um, yeah, guys, like the stream if you can. I got almost 2,000 views in that like almost 2 hour live stream. Wait, so we got a penalty now. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching the videos because the channel is blown up, but we're not at that point quite yet. Ooh, interesting. They're really taking their time with this, though, which I guess if you're going to make the right call is fine, but wow. All right. Dustin's actually snoring right next to me. He's right here. Hi, buddy. Yeah, the puppy's not going to be able to get in the stream though. He's out. The only reason he woke up is because I said his name. But pray that Sleepy Joe doesn't come to Canada to take my joint away from me. Oh man, PJ. I don't think you have to worry about that. I think he'd trip on his way at the border. I don't think you have to worry about that. Next year, Tom, is going to be the next president. I hate the election cycle because there's so much propaganda and stuff. I cannot stand it. It's already starting here in the States with they're pushing the agenda. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I am not looking forward to it at all. Oh, I don't think Kanye West is in it this year. I don't have any faith in any of them. It's just old. It's old thinking. I think we're screwed either way, honestly. So I think we have a better shot if I'm president than most of these people. Damn. No, I don't even want Joe Rogan, Toe. I don't even want him. That's what I mean. The fact that we're looking at even Joe Rogan, we're screwed. We're screwed. Enjoy the decline, man. That's it. That's how I'm looking at it. So with 18 seconds left, so they said it was a 2 minute, but it's a 4 minute power play. I don't know what happened there, but interesting. So that's it. So the Leafs are going to lose game one, and now the Florida Panthers have home ice advantage. Wow. Unbelievable. This is insane, man. The Panthers are just. So now the test is, can the Leafs punch back, right? The Panthers get the first punch. Can the Leafs punch back? And yeah, shout out to Luis. Yeah, really big win for them. But man, I gotta say, Florida Panthers just going out there and playing their game. So let me know your guys' final thoughts here before we close out. Let me know what you guys think. Also, make sure to look at our playoff preview videos. Those are all out now. I've got all 4 of them out for you guys for between tonight's games as well as tomorrow night's first round or second round matchups. Make sure to check out those playoff previews. Of course, after today's stream, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Yeah, it's been a really good first round. Obviously, the way some of these ended was just like crazy. But I'm really excited. There's going to be a good second round. You know, the most recent team to win a playoff, win the Stanley Cup was Carolina in 06. Everybody else, Seattle and Florida, have never won a Stanley Cup. New Jersey, I think, was 03. Dallas was 99. So we've got a lot of new blood here in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I'm totally down for it. So I'm really interested to see who takes the cup home here in 2023. It's going to be exciting, man. Yeah, PJ, I don't know how that worked. I hate to say it. The NHL schedule goes around the NBA. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Raptors are still in it, and I think the Miami Heat are still in it. And I think that has an effect on the Florida Panthers. So I think that's part of the reason that the Panthers were playing tonight. Oh, the Raptors are out? Okay. Yeah, so I think as funny as it sounds, this is around the Miami Heat, which is interesting. So what are you guys thinking? Let me know down below before we close out. Oh, it's next week is the draft lottery? Yeah, so next Monday we'll probably do a live stream then. Stay tuned for that. We'll do the draft lottery. That's going to be interesting. Speaking of that, should I run the draft lottery, guys? Let me know down below. Do you guys want to see me run the draft lottery before we close out tonight? Let me know. All right, guys. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. And stay tuned for the rest of my videos this week as the playoffs are fully underway. I will see you guys again maybe tomorrow. Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter, Discord. I don't really post on Instagram, but all that stuff, check the community tab, check all of that stuff. I will let you guys know as soon as I announce if I'm live streaming, so make sure to stay connected to those platforms. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Peace.